Everything falling apart? It might just be God's way of building something greater. These are the 7 signs you're being prepared for something big. Have you ever felt like your life is being shaken? Like things are changing, but you don't know why? Maybe you feel stuck, alone, forgotten. But what if I told you that the delay is not denial? It's preparation. That the pain is not punishment. It's positioning. This isn't random. This is refinement. Because sometimes before God gives you more, He strengthens your core. In this video, we'll uncover 7 signs that God is preparing you for something greater. So stay with me until the end. One of these signs might just explain everything you're going through right now. It starts quietly. The job ends. The relationship breaks. The plan falls through. At first, it feels like punishment, but in truth, it's pruning. John 15 verse 2. Every branch that does bear fruit He prunes, that it may bear more fruit. God removes what you thought you needed to give you what you never imagined. Take Elijah. God sent ravens to feed him, but then the brook dried up. Why? Because it was time to move. God wanted to shift him to a greater miracle in Zarephath. If everything's falling apart, it might be falling into place. You used to love your job. Now you feel empty. You used to enjoy that group of friends. Now you feel out of place. God will disturb your comfort to launch your calling. He's not trying to hurt you, He's trying to move you. Deuteronomy 32 verse 11, like an eagle stirs up its nest. The mother eagle breaks the nest, so the baby eagle learns to fly. Maybe what feels like agitation, it is actually activation. Don't cling to the comfort zone when your calling is calling. You've prayed, you've fasted, you've waited, and still nothing. But what if the waiting room is actually the training ground? Isaiah 40 verse 31, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. God uses delay to deepen your roots. He doesn't want you to just get the blessing, He wants you to keep it. A bamboo tree takes 5 years to break through the ground. But once it does, it grows 90 feet in 6 weeks. You're not being denied. You're being developed. Affirmation. I'm not behind. I'm being built. Suddenly, people leave. Friends grow distant. Relationships end. It hurts. But God isn't subtracting. He's streamlining. Judges 7 verse 2. You have too many men. Gideon started with 32,000. God trimmed it down to 300. Why? Because sometimes less is more when God is in it. God will remove those who can't walk into your next season. Not everyone is meant to go where you're going. When you don't have answers, when the door is shut, when the plan doesn't make sense, that's when trust is born. Proverbs 3 verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. God doesn't just want your praise, He wants your dependence. Imagine being on a cliff edge, blindfolded, and all God says is, "Jump, I've got you." That's faith. And when you leap, you'll realize His arms were always open. Say it with me. If it's bigger than me, it must be God preparing me. In the chaos, there's a whisper, a nudge, a scripture that hits different, a dream that feels divine, a sense of direction you can't explain. God's voice doesn't always thunder. Sometimes, it trembles the soul. 1 Kings 19 verse 12. After the fire came a gentle whisper. When everything gets quiet, God gets loud. Maybe you're in a season where nothing makes sense, but you feel Him pulling you closer. Action step. Listen, right? Obey. What you hear in this quiet season will guide you in the next one. It's not always a spotlight. Sometimes the door is small, unnoticed, insignificant to others, but it's anointed. Zechariah 4 verse 10. Do not despise small beginnings. Joseph went from pit to prison, but it was the prison that led him to Pharaoh. The blessing you're waiting for might start as a tiny opportunity. Say yes to the small door. It might be the hallway to greatness. God promotes those who are faithful in the unseen. If you're still watching, God is doing something in your life. You didn't find this video by accident. You're not late. You're not broken. You're not disqualified. You're being prepared. Prepared for healing. Prepared for influence. Prepared for abundance. Prepared for something greater. Comment below, "I'm ready for greater," like this video if it confirms something in your spirit. Subscribe and turn on notifications for more faith-based content. Share this with someone you believe is being prepared for something more. You're not being buried. You're being planted, and your season to bloom is closer than you think.